The last one is really going to surprise you. He's an older actor.
All right.
He's been around since I think at least the 80s. He's been acting since at least the 80s.
Jesus.
But he's not old. He's not old, but he's been acting since the 80s. He was a kid. He was a child actor. Ryan Gosling. We got to get on this Fantastic Four casting. And
let's do it.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to read some fan castings, three for each character, and see what you think and what the people think. They can leave their comments in the comment section.
Yeah. I'm really curious now as to what the fans have to say about like who they want as the Fantastic Four. Because the movie's coming up soon, so I'm curious as to see people's opinions.
Yeah, I think either 2024 or 2025 is supposed to, come out. So they had to cast somebody right by now. I mean, D23 is coming up this week, so we'll see. But let's roll. Let's go with the leader first, Mr. Fantastic. The first one, kind of obvious, is John Krasinski.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that?
So obviously we saw him in Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness. Everybody was wanting him to be Mr. Fantastic. He seems like a really good choice, but like we were saying earlier, he's getting up there in age, and Marvel wants to go the route of someone younger. But I could see him possibly still holding the role. It would be really interesting, and I think it'd be exciting for him. So.
I would love him to be Mr. Fantastic in our version of the MCU in the 616 because he's someone sort of like Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans that can carry the MCU. Someone that level of a star and that level of an actor to be the face of the MCU. I think he would be excellent because right now it's kind of like we're missing that. I love all the shows and the movies, but we're missing the leader. We're missing it. I think, unfortunately, I think it was supposed to be Chadwick Boseman that was going to be that person leading the MCU. But unfortunately, his untimely death. So now it's kind of like we have a bunch of side heroes, side characters as the face of the MCU right now. And it's, we're kind of lacking. So that's why I think he would be an excellent choice. But it depends on what direction Marvel wants to go.
Do they want to go? Go ahead.
No, I was saying I think he's most people's top choice.
Yeah, because we've already seen him, and he looks like he could be good for the job. I was just gonna say, do you think they should go younger or older with whoever they're gonna cast?
Personally, I think they should go younger. Personally, but I'm cool with either or. What about you?
I'd go probably someone who's a more experienced actor, to be honest with you, because like we were saying earlier, a lot of the actors that they had brought in, they weren't super young. They were probably like mid 30s to early 40s, close to it. So they weren't like really young. I couldn't see someone like in their early 20s doing it because
I wouldn't go that young. Yeah. I wouldn't go that young. I'm talking about, I think Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth were what 30 to 33, 34 early when 30s. They got casted.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that age, 30 to 34. So you get a good 10 years out of a person,
Man, we ain't having no baby face dudes up in there. Nah, bro.
Exactly. you cast someone in their already mid 40s. I mean, they're going to see that age really quick. So, that's the only reason I say younger. But when I say younger, I mean 30 to 34, 35 ish, not,
kind of just starting out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what we didn't tell the listeners is you're like the movie person. So you know all the actors and actresses. I'm not I love movies. I don't keep up with the actors and actresses. But so as we're going through this list, everyone, please forgive me if I'm butchering these people's names or don't know who they are. So please forgive me. But the next person is Jamie Dornan.
Jamie Dornan. Oh, okay. Game of Thrones.
You know what that is?
Game of Thrones. I think he's Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie Dornan. No, is this Game of Thrones?
50 Shades of Grey.
Oh,
Christian Grey and 50 Shades of Grey.
Okay, that's my bad. That's my the main actor from 50 Shades of Grey. He's he's like Irish,
something like that.
Irish, yeah, something like that. That would be interesting. I personally, I wouldn't have thought of that. Or to be honest, it'd be interesting. Yeah. I could see it, but like I said, I just really didn't think of that. But that'd be interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, he has the build for it. I mean, he's a good looking guy. But what do you think about
40?
40?
So he's 40.
Oh, he's 40?
That's not too bad. Yeah, that's not too bad, actually. That's actually not too bad of an age range, for Mr. Fantastic. So I wouldn't mind. What do you think? Is he a really good actor, or think he could carry the workload of, or be the face of the MCU? Or,
so the thing is this, like, the only movies I really remember him from are like 50 Shades of Grey, that whole series. And then he did like, King Arthur. Yeah. Robin Hood. He did Robin Hood. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He did Robin Hood with like Jamie Foxx and like, his last name is Edgerton. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The people in the comments are gonna know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But, okay. So honestly, like we only saw his real acting through 50 Shades of Grey. So I don't know how he would do as like an action star, but
yeah, a lot of people. I mean, for John Krasinski, a lot of people are really only known from The Office. And if you were to told me, back when The Office was his biggest thing, that he would be Mr. Fantastic one day, I'd have like, no shit.
You're crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. But now, like, I see it. So that's interesting.
Well, Jamie Dornan has done an action movie now that I thought about it. He did, it was some type of like war movie or something like that. Some type of like combat movie. I haven't seen it personally, but yeah. And so he has played like a role with some action in it. So it would be interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. The last person for Mr. Fantastic is someone that is very intriguing for the role, and I think could actually do it. He's mainly known for like TV roles.
Okay.
But Penn Badgley, from You, and I think the other one is Gossip Girl.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we know a little bit about him. He's been acting for a while. Honestly, once again, that's someone else I did not really think of or consider.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
he's interesting. He'd be interesting.
Well, like he's another one I haven't really seen him do any type of like action role. Mm-hmm. But like we're saying that Mr. Fantastic is more of like an intellect. He's more of like a studious type person. So it probably wouldn't have to be someone who's like super big or muscular or something like that, or like one of those action hero types. So if he worked at it and really got into the role, he might, do pretty good with it.
I think he's a very good actor. Mm-hmm. Especially after watching You, carrying that show where most of the dialogue is in your head, and most of it, like his facial expressions are incredible in that show, because most of his script, most of his narration, I mean, most of the way he talks is in his head. He's speaking to himself a lot of the times, and the fact that he can make his facial expressions express that is really amazing. So we're going with on the younger side. I mean, I think he has the look. I think he could pull it off, because even Joe in You is pretty smart. He doesn't make the best decisions. No, he really. But he's smart. He's a smart guy to get away with that much. But that'd be interesting. I think he's right at the age that I prefer that 35 range. I think it's
Mhm.
35 exactly. So we can get a good, 10 to 15 years out of him.
So yeah,
Yeah, I think
he could do the role. Yeah.
yeah, that's an interesting one. That is very interesting. So next is the Invisible Woman. Unless you had anything else on Penn.
I mean, that was all. I was going to ask: are we going to just, when we're done with naming who everybody else wants fan casted, are we going to give our vote on who we'd want to see? Okay.
Yeah, you can offer like, oh, you want to do it like out of these three or your own choice?
We could wait till the end to do our own choice.
Okay. But who would you prefer? Okay, let's do it like that. Sorry, subscribers. Sorry, listeners. We're new at this. We've only got about 30 some episodes posted. But so out of those three for Mr. Fantastic, how rank them?
Rank them. Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'll take John Krasinski at 1, Penn Badgley at 2, and then Jamie Dornan at 3. If we had to choose who's going to play the role, I'd probably do that.
Yeah. Mine would be similar. I would switch Penn with John.
Okay.
I'll put Penn first just because, like I said, I like he's younger. And that would be something that would be an interesting casting for him. I would love to see how he pulls that off. John will probably be he would be the best Mr. Fantastic, I think. Mm-hmm. Personally, I think he would be the better Mr. Fantastic, but I'm very intrigued to see if Penn could pull it off, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think physically Jamie Dornan, he'd probably be like, he'd probably fit the suit a little bit better, but as far as like embodying who Mr. Fantastic is, I don't know if I really, to be honest, I don't know if I really see it. But yeah. Sometimes actors surprise you, so.
Yeah. I've been surprised a lot by some actors, but yeah, let's go on the Invisible Woman, one of my favorite characters in MCU. Mm-hmm. She's more powerful than people give her credit for. Man, she's actually super powerful.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on Invisible Woman in general before we get started? Or do you have any thoughts on her?
Her powers are one of the most unique. Can she make so she could go invisible and make force fields, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, yeah, her powers are some of the most interesting. But I don't really have too many thoughts. I know that could come in handy when it comes to fighting villains. If you can go invisible and you can also make force field to protect other people, that's the best defensive move. One of the better defensive moves. So,
exactly. Yeah. So the first one is John's wife, Emily Blunt.
Yep. And she's a little bit, isn't she a little older too?
Let's see. I don't know how old
I feel like she is.
How old she is. She's 39, which isn't too bad.
No. Honestly, that's not too bad. She's still in her 30s technically. Honestly, so they've done movies together. Obviously, The Quiet Place. Oh
yeah.
So, and plus they're married, so they would have automatic on-screen chemistry for those two roles because those two characters do have a romantic thing kind of going. So that would be an easy tie-in. So almost an instant easy choice. I haven't really seen her in too many roles as far as like action like that. But she did do a really good job in The Quiet Place, so I could see her like portraying someone who could do, something that's like a role super sensitive like this, role that's like action packed, where you gotta, fight villains and bad guys. I could see something like that. Because in the movie Quiet Place, she's like fighting aliens. So
yeah, I really enjoyed her and the both of the it's a Quiet Place in the sequel. I actually really enjoyed her in that movie. The way in both movies, the way she was able to lead and take care of her family, and in something in that situation is very, very like intriguing to me, and I really enjoyed. She was probably my favorite person in The Quiet Place. But yeah, you're right. she hasn't. I may be wrong. Oh, Jungle Cruise. He was in Jungle Cruise with The Rock. So That was solid.
Okay, that's right. You're
It
right.
was a solid
Yeah,
performance. Yeah.
I did watch that movie. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a very solid performance from her. But do I think she can be the Invisible Woman? Yes, I do. Especially if her husband casted. If her husband is casted, they better cast her. In the MCU, they actually want her. She was supposed to be the Black Widow before she was the first choice. So she couldn't do it, conflicting the schedule.
I know we said something about this earlier, but I remember reading something that when she had asked if she wanted to be the Invisible Woman, that she was like, "No, I don't want anything to do with superhero movies." But like you said, that could just be like trying to throw people off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, and a lot of the bigger actors don't want to get tied up in long contracts, like 6 film, contracts. They don't want to dedicate the time to that. Because I was watching an interview with Chris Evans, he was saying like 10 years straight of his life was filming, press tour, filming, press tour. So it's a constant thing. But yeah, she was supposed to be Black Widow before Scarlett Johansson, which would have been interesting as well. I'm happy Scarlett got the role. She did it really well. It was a great Black Widow. So shout out to her. But yeah, my thing is if John is casted, they need to cast Emily as well. I think it only makes sense.
I like to see it.
Yeah, same. And he's 42, so he's not too old. So it's not too bad for But the next one from the Invisible Woman is Melissa Benoist. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right or wrong, but she was Superwoman. Or Supergirl.
Supergirl
in the CW.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember her. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I could kind of see that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One, she's very pretty. She's very attractive.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said in one of our earlier, or actually the last episode, I don't watch too many of the superhero shows. But Supergirl, I've seen her a little bit in that, and also I've seen her in some other movies too, and just the way she portrays herself in whatever role she's in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see her actually just from that and those experiences. I could see her playing this as the Invisible Woman. Yeah, she'd be an interesting pick.
Same, I agree with everything you just said. 33 years old, has the look, has the talent, and usually when people go from DC to Marvel, they break out, become superstars. So
you know what's funny too, and it's really ironic. Remember the last Fantastic Four,
one with Michael B. Jordan,
and Miles Teller.
Mm-hmm. I tell you, yeah.
So Miles Teller was actually in a movie with who we just named,
Melissa.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he played Mr. Fantastic in Fantastic Four. I just thought that was a weird connection.
Yeah, I feel bad for them.
Man,
because the script was terrible, bro. Like it was they did the best they could with what they had. But yeah, it's just unfortunate circumstances, which happens, The last choice or the last person that got on this list is Natalie Dyer from Stranger Things. She is she's Mike's older sister. I forgot her name already.
Oh, okay. I can't remember her name either. But I know who you're talking about.
Get it. Yeah. 27 years old too.
And if we're gonna go younger, she I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't really see it, but I know she's a badass in the last season of Stranger Things, yeah. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, I just can't see that for some reason.
Yeah, Nancy Wheeler, that's her name in Stranger Things. I agree to an extent. She's kind of like on the same, like kind of how I look at Penn Badgley for Mr. Fantastic. It's something would be intriguing to see if she can pull off. It'd be interesting if they want to go younger. That's a great choice, actually. And yeah, like you said, in Stranger Things season 4, she was a badass.
Yeah, she was kicking some butt, but for some reason I don't know why I can't see that. Like, And the thing is at this point, the only person to really fill that role was Jessica Alba from the previous Fantastic Fours.
Mm-hmm.
But
a lot of people didn't like her. She was probably the best part of the Fantastic Four, the original.
You think so?
Well, because I mean, that was my celebrity crush as a kid. So.
Jessica Alba. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. Natalie would be interesting. Wouldn't be my first choice. But like I said, same thing for Penn Badgley. It's something that I would have to see her. I would like to see her try. If they did cast her, I wouldn't be mad. I'd just be like, okay, let's see what she got. So out of those three, how'd you rank them?
Okay, so I will go. I forgot who you named second.
Melissa Benoist, Supergirl.
I'll go Melissa first. I'll go Emily second. I'll go Natalie third. Just because that
I like that
to me. Because I mean, think about it. Like Melissa's already playing a superhero, so she already has the experience. Mm-hmm. But like we did say, Emily would have the on-screen connection. Obviously, if she was paired with John Krasinski, she already have the instant connection. So that's a benefit.
Yeah, but I actually agree. My order would be exactly the same. Only thing that would change it, like I said, if they cast John, I want Emily as Sue Storm. So that's how I look at it. If he's casted, she better recast it. But I agree with your ranking. That's exactly how I would do it. And there's no knock to Natalie. I think she could pull it off personally. There's no knock to her, but like you got to rank it. So
she's a great actress, but at the same time, you got to keep the age leveling the same. Like someone really old with someone really young, and especially in these roles, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I feel like when casting the Fantastic Four, you have to cast those two characters first. You have to cast Reed Richards, and you have to cast Sue Storm first. I'm not worried about Johnny. I'm not worried about the Thing. I'm not worried about those two. You have to get those two right in order for these movies to work. So, moving on to the Thing. What is it?
Ben Grimm.
What's his first name again? Ben Grimm?
Ben Grimm, yeah.
Shout out to Ben Grimm. So,
actually,
what are your thoughts on the Thing in general?
Hold on. Actually, never mind. If we had, I don't want to go off screen, but no, we're good. But I should have got it. But my thoughts on the Thing, huh?
Yeah. No, what were you going to say?
Oh no, I was going to show you something, but I don't want to go off camera. Yeah, maybe another time. But so the Thing, he's like one of my favorite in the Fantastic Four. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite characters. One of my favorite characters, probably in all of Marvel. To be real with you,
for real?
Yeah, like I love Ben.
I do like him. I just feel bad that I wish he was more like the Hulk, that he could turn back human. It just sucks that he's stuck like that.
Stuck like a rock.
That's terrible. Yeah, that has to suck.
You can't get no girls.
Life like that. Yeah, that's a miserable. That'd be a miserable life, bro. Like I'd rather just not have superpowers, bro. But shout out to Ben Grimm. I do.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say when they do the CGI for him, they're probably gonna do it the same as Korg from.
That was gonna. Yeah, yep.
That's what I could.
I was gonna say that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They got to do it better than how they did She-Hulk. Like I watched that CGI, like dude. But
the best CGI they've had for Hulk so far is from the Incredible Hulk, the one they did with Edward Norton. That's probably the best that I could really see, that I could think of, honestly. It seemed more detailed to me.
I can see that. But Ben Grimm, the Thing. Jason Segel. Am I saying that right?
Jason Segel?
How I Met Your Mother.
Come on.
He was in How I Met Your Mother. You know who he is?
Yeah, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He was in a movie recently on Netflix not too long ago. Yeah, I know Jason Segel.
I've seen him in movies. Just not too familiar with him.
He's more of a comedy guy.
But that'd be interesting.
Wow. Jason Segel. I don't know if I could see that at all. That's just a random pick. It's just like
You think so?
they were throwing darts at a board when they said, "Hey, Jason Segel," you know.
Yeah.
I feel like Ben Grimm would go to someone more serious, though, more serious of an actor. I'm not saying he's a goofball. I'm just saying the roles he gets are never really too serious, you know.
Yeah. I like when they make castings like that because it shows you the different range of character, like a range of or talents of an actor or actress. Just like seeing Cameron Hart play a serious role for the first time was actually like shocking.
Yeah.
And it was believable. So, yeah, maybe not super familiar with Jason, but I've seen him in movies. But for Ben Grimm, we'll have to see the rest of the list before I can get my full opinions on that.
So Jason Segel did play one movie on Netflix. It basically, it did show some of his range. He was, instead of a goofball, he was like a robber. He was basically holding a billionaire hostage.
Oh, what's the movie called? I think I've seen it.
Oh man, it's like, oh man, it's. I cannot think of the name of the movie, but it.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like he threatens.
Yeah, we'll see. But the next one is probably going to shock you. Actually, a megastar. To some maybe consider a megastar, superstar. Been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He started off a rapper. But Mark Wahlberg.
What? Yeah, that did surprise me. Mark Wahlberg. That'd be interesting. I'll go ahead and say I could see it. I could see it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when you think of,
he's played in some blockbusters.
He's made some big movies. I mean, he's been in Transformers. He's been in a lot of action packed, like a bunch of like shooting movies. So, and he stays in shape, especially for his age. He stays in pretty good shape. So,
yeah, because he's up there. I mean, he has to be in his 50s. But Ben Grimm for him is different because he's CGI, so it doesn't really matter how old he is.
And another thing, Mark Wahlberg does have that street toughness to him. So,
that would be intriguing.
Yeah,
I know I keep saying that word of the day.
SAT.
But those are the only two the selections for the thing. No, they didn't give us a younger option. But like I said, I don't think it really matters once he's a rock. But like before, they gotta, unless they already have, I don't know if they're gonna have an origin story for them. I don't know how they're gonna do that. But it is to be awkward if they have a young cast and then
one old guy.
Well, Mark Wahlberg's 51. I think Jason Segel was 42. That'd be a little odd, but I can get past that. If these are the options, I'm pretty sure they got. I don't even know if these two are realistic, to be honest. But what are your thoughts on those two? I mean, the ranking is kind of 1-2. So
those two are really different people too. It's weird, really weird that someone would be like, "Hey, Jason Segel, Mark Wahlberg." It's like, oh, hey, I'm still can't get over someone wanting Jason Segel. Like he produced like something for the Muppets. I really can't. I couldn't see him at all. I mean, but I would think I would pick more Mark Wahlberg. Like I said, he has that toughness to him, and basically he has some pretty good one-liners too. So he could probably fit into the role if he really worked at it.
Yeah. Those are two interesting choices. I wish they gave us a younger option, but they didn't. So, I mean, I will go Mark Wahlberg first, just because I know who he is and more familiar with him.
Just as a side note, but it was just in my mind. I have to say it out loud. One episode we have to do. Who had better casting? DC or Marvel in the movies we've seen so far? But that's got to be an episode for another
There's
day.
be another episode. That's actually an excellent episode.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do that.
especially with the movies that are coming out for the remainder of the year.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I do want to make a news, like a series comparing. We'll talk about that later. But we gotta get through this because people are like, you guys are taking forever to get through this list. So let's go on to my favorite, the Human Torch. What are your thoughts on the Human Torch? Yeah, what are your thoughts on him?
I mean, I've always liked the element of fire and the fact that he could fly as well. I mean, yeah, he's kind of like a little careless, kind of like just a happy-go-lucky type of guy. Kind of wants to just, and that his powers fit his personality. To be real with you, kind of like a fiery spirit. Yeah, hot-headed, fiery spirit. But I like him. I don't know as far as like the fire users in the MCU. I don't know how he ranks up there, but I'm pretty sure he's like one of the top.
Yeah, he's one of the more powerful characters that can control fire. Human Torch is one of my favorite characters overall. As a kid, I really liked his powers. I always thought that was cool. He is a hothead. He's a hothead in the comics, movies, shows, whatever. I think Chris Evans did do a terrible job as Johnny Storm, but yeah, we'll see. This first one may surprise you, it may not. Jamie Dornan.
Again. So him,
they just want to get him in the movie.
I could see him playing Human Torch. Yeah, him playing Human Torch. Not Mr. Fantastic, but yeah, I could see him doing Human Torch. He's still young enough. He's still got like that. His build would fit perfectly with who Human Torch is. So I could see that.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not super familiar with him. Supposedly he has a role in MCU. No one knows what it is. That's probably why he's on this list twice. So we'll see. It depends. For me, it depends on the direction they're going to go in. But here they say they could see him more as Mr. Fantastic rather than the Human Torch. But everyone has their own opinion. I can't really give mine because I'm not super familiar with him. Logan Lerman.
What has he been in?
He was in Percy Jackson's actor from those terrible Percy Jackson movies. Let me see. I know people are going to kill me in the comments for this. 30 years old. Let's see some roles. Percy Jackson. Oh,
was he?
I watched those movies.
Was he the one playing Percy Jackson, or is he playing somebody else?
Probably.
Yeah, if you name another movie, I could probably know exactly who you're saying.
Let me go to the more recent movies. Hunters. Jack and Bobby. Oh, that's television. Bullet Train, which I think that just came out.
That just came out.
End of Sentence. Damn, what? Percy Jackson. Yeah, he was Percy Jackson.
So he was, okay.
I thought so. Yeah, I thought so.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay. So, we'll talk about that towards the end because we gotta get through this. I just had the thought because him, the fact that you brought him up just gave me another thought of who I'm gonna pick who I would want to play him. So I could see it. I mean, he's young enough, obviously. It'd be interesting to me. He's done like kind of like supernatural stuff with Percy Jackson. He's already, had powers and things like that. So I mean, he could probably fit into this role.
Yeah. Damn, people really didn't like the Percy Jackson movies. I mean, I guess I was a teenager or a kid when I watched them.
When they came out, but you liked them?
I didn't think they were terrible. Like I didn't think they were the best movie in the world, but I didn't think they were terrible.
I never read.
I don't
really
have an opinion. Yeah, I never read the books. That's interesting. So the last one is really going to surprise you. He's an older actor.
All right.
He's been around since I think at least the '80s. He's been acting since at least the '80s.
Jesus.
But he's not old. He's not old, but he's been acting since the '80s.
Okay.
He was a kid. He was a child actor. Ryan Gosling.
Gosling, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I was like, the only other person I can think of is who's been acting that long and who's not really old. Yeah, Ryan Gosling. No, I can't see it. I can't see it for the fact that Ryan Gosling, in some of his movies I've watched him, he's kind of like emotionless. Have you ever seen the movie Drive? What is he doing? He's like, he killed someone with a straight face.
Yeah, I mean,
I've never heard.
but
go ahead.
no, I was going to say I thought he was going to be Ghost Rider. I can see that.
Actually, yeah, I guess I could see that.
I can see him as Ghost Rider for sure.
But the thing is, it's like some of the other movies, his tone is just so like low, and it's not really like dynamic. There was like what was the movie? I forgot what it's called. It was like him and Harrison Ford in it. It's like a reboot. I can't remember.
I know what you're talking about.
Something Runner.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. It's an old movie from like a long time ago though.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just in those movies just kind of like emotionless and just like I said, his tone's very low. It's not really high spirited. So I really couldn't see him playing someone who's fiery like Johnny Storm.
Yeah, Blade Runner.
There you go.
Yeah. I'd have to agree. But mostly just because I think Ryan Gosling will be better in a movie where he's the lead character, lead role. Ghost Rider, I think, would be a really good casting for him. Given his abilities and his temperament, his demeanor, I think he'll make it. I think he can make a really good Ghost Rider. Johnny Storm, I don't see it. Maybe 20 years ago. Not even, maybe 15 years ago, 15 years ago, maybe. But now, no. I'd rather see him as a lead role, a lead character in his own thing, or not being part of a team. I'd rather see him in a movie or a show where he's his own thing.
You can't look like a dad and be in this role.
Yeah. Johnny's supposed to be the youngest one by a couple years. Because Ben, Reed, and Sue are all in similar ages. So, and then Johnny's 5-10 years younger. So, yeah, I don't see him as Johnny Storm, but shout out to Ryan Gosling. I don't think he's a bad actor at all. So since we got through that list, I personally, my main choices have been listed.
Okay.
So the only person I could throw out there for Johnny Storm, I'll just throw out Joe Keery from Stranger Things. I think he can do it. I think he'll pull it off. But other than that,
is it the dude who played Billy, right?
No, not Billy. But oh shit, that would be a good one.
Yeah.
The dude that played.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Joe Keery, he played. He's one of the main characters. He dated Nancy in the first season.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, him?
Yeah. What the hell is his character name again? That's gonna drive me crazy. I keep forgetting.
I know you're talking about. I forgot his name too.
Yeah, I think he can. That'd be someone interesting to me personally to see him be in a role like that. And I think he can do it. You know what the funny thing is? Because I saw him in different movies too, huh?
The funny thing is, a lot of people want just one person from Stranger Things to be in the Fantastic Four.
Fair?
I saw that. Someone was like, we'll have John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, insert Stranger Things cast member, and then whoever else is Ben Grimm. I'm like, so they want somebody from the show.
Yeah. Steve Harrington. For everyone out there.
Okay.
And sorry, I'm forgetful, guys. So I do know these characters. But yeah, I mean, I think right now the only person that is casted from Stranger Things in MCU is Max. I forgot her real name. God damn it. People are gonna be like, dude, this guy's slow, man.
No, you're good. I mean, there's so many, yeah.
Yeah, but I will get her name. Sadie Sink. Which I think, personally, after season 4, watching season 4 of Stranger Things, she was already one of my favorite characters, but I'm excited to see her in the MCU.
She's in the MCU. Is she?
Yes, she is. It's not a super popular character, but I think. Let's see, what's the character's name? Would be. Damn, what the hell is the character name? Oh, she'll be part of Songbird in the Thunderbolts. So she's like an anti-hero.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the Thunderbolts in general because, I mean, they've been hinting at it for a while.
So what I was going to say is my choice for Johnny Storm. And it was when you said old boy's name from Percy Jackson. I was thinking, have you ever seen The Maze Runner?
Hmm?
The main character, Dylan O'Brien. Yeah, I was thinking him. I was like, I could see him. Yeah, I could see him. Yeah, he's still about a decent age.
Yeah, that's actually really good. Yeah. That's actually really good. You got anybody for? What about Ben Grimm? You got someone personally?
That's a good one. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head right now. I
saw someone say Seth Rogen. I was like, that would be interesting.
Seth Rogen, yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, but
if they wanted to go the funny route,
yeah. Would you rather see a funny version or a serious version?
I'd rather
see something in the middle.
I'd rather see something in the middle because he's a talking rock.
Yeah, and he's funny. He's funny in the comics, in the show. In all the shows growing up, he's always been the funniest person out of the Fantastic Four.
Okay. Yeah. Someone in between. Like when it comes to fighting, giving them hands, you gotta be serious. But when you just you with the rest of the crew, I guess you could be telling jokes and just chilling. So I wouldn't. Yeah, something in between would work perfectly.
Yeah. Anyone specific for that wasn't listed for Invisible Woman?
For Sue Storm. It's weird, but I know it wouldn't happen. Old girl who plays on The Boys.
Oh yeah. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't think of her name. Yeah.
I'm done looking up stuff. Sorry, guys. You guys know who we're talking about.
If you've watched The Boys, yeah. It's just someone who's like more petite and smaller. I could see playing the role of Sue Storm, but
I
just can't think of too many younger actresses that could, really fit that role right now.
I think I really like Supergirl. I mean, Melissa. I forgot her last name already, but I wouldn't mind seeing her. I mean, I can't really think of anyone outside of that, like you said. So
she could do a really good. I could see her doing a good job.
Mm-hmm. And then Mr. Fantastic. You got anyone that wasn't listed?
No, I can't think of anyone off the top of my head right for that either. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. No worries, because I can't either. So it's nothing. And I'm sure, like you said, this is why we got listeners and subscribers. You guys leave your opinions. Let us know. Critique us. Offer advice. You guys, that's what we need you guys for. We'll come back around and mention it in another video saying, okay, this person came up with this and that and that. So, definitely let us know.